Hello, and welcome back to Out of Ore. In the last episode, I did some fun stuff and basically used a conveyor belt system to fill in this entire area. If you remember from the earlier episodes, this here used to be all the way down where this fuel tank is. Yeah, and I just used this to kind of fill it in. And now I was reminded that not only do you want to sell your dirt automatically into a selling point to make money, but it's actually really useful to up your level. If you notice, during all of that digging yesterday, I didn't actually level up any, at least not very much. So we're going to be kind of switching that strat around today. I do like using this. This is actually, I think, a pretty cool way of filling things in, but we're going to go ahead and kind of fill it the rest of the way in using the old pocket here. But before we do that, I wanted to mention something here real quick. So when you're here on build mode, with snap, it snaps straight to the ground, but if we go to grid mode, I don't know if you guys ever played Satisfactory, but there's like a world grid mode, right? And this is what we want to be doing. So if we look here, this ground is actually just under the grid, right? And then if I bring it all the way back and we keep it even with that one, we are actually quite over the grid. So we'd have to still dig down a bit over here, and we're going to need to fill in over here. Now, I want to show you guys something else real quick, and I'm going to use this as just a guide to kind of get over here. But as you can see, this is really under the grid, and then if we bring this over a bit more, well, we can see here that the hopper is way underneath this grid line, so if we did want to make it flat with the base of this would be well under. But what's kind of cool is that dirt that I put in over there all kind of lines up with this grid surface. So what we're going to do is we're going to be destroying this thing real quick. We're going to, oops, not with the axe, but with the hammer. We're going to remove that. Let me get these two removed real quick as well. We're going to remove this, and then I'm going to switch it to an 8x4 rather than an 8x6. And now if we stick this here, check it out. If we bring it right up to the baseline right here, that's going to be even with the entire grid system. That I kind of want this to be over here, and just everything kind of this flat. So we can use this as a guideline, and now I'm just going to use hand dirt to kind of fix it, but we have to also fix this here. So let's pop this out. Same with these boards. I'm going to pop out, you know what, I could just leave that wood in there, honestly, but I do want to fill it in. So I'm going to grab the pickaxe real quick, get rid of this dirt, and then I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of these boards down here. And then I'm just going to fill this in with dirt by hand. So let me do that. I should probably put some blocks down here, so I'm going to just first foundation support, right? Same with over here. Now those ones I can't reach because I already have it, so I could just remove this really quick here. Clap in the foundations. Actually, I have to grab some more, just like so. And then we'll stick the hopper back on, just like that. And then we could hook the motor back up. In fact, I could put another block underneath. Why is that crooked, bro? Damn it, the whole thing's crooked. And no, I want it to be lined up. It's fine. I guess I could try to reset the whole thing, which wouldn't be a problem, honestly. So you know what? Screw it. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and just delete this whole thing all the way up, and we're gonna make it perfectly lined up with the grid system. So I'm just gonna get this all removed. We're gonna have to probably empty it out. Let me see. Nope, we already got everything, so this can come down, all of this. And boom, there we go. Okay, got it all removed. Now let's go ahead and set up the hopper first onto the grid. There we go. So we got that placed. Let's put our 8x4. And now we're going to attach the trommel just like so. Let's go ahead and attach the motor thing, right? The ×1 motor. Now, if we remember, the bottom part is going to spit out the dirt and pay dirt, and then this back side is going to spit out all of the ore that we might come across, which we haven't come across yet. Right now, we're only coming across pay dirt. So we're going to stick a left right here. We're going to stick another left right there. Now we're going to stick the old sluice box right here. In fact, what we could do, because this is so low, we could actually bring this back up. So let's go ahead and delete this again. Now let me see if we could use this 8x6 up. We're going to stick that here. Now we're going to throw that sluice box on. Now it's a little bit higher than the other ground. Otherwise, we could just bring it up by 4 feet, or 4 meters rather than 6 meters. and then this will keep it nice and level with the rest of the stuff. So I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to slap one straight on, and then I'm going to stick another straight over here. And then I have this little 2x2 straight. I'm just going to put that there to make it even. Let's get rid of this gas tank, or this fuel tank rather. There we are. I'm going to put the storage back onto this, because if we remember, once we get into the mining area, it's going to bring out all of the valuable ore and put it into that storage container. Now this one here, we're going to just start selling it. So we're going to bring this back up with a up piece, just like so. Actually, I'm going to bring it way up like this. And now let's go ahead and start setting down some foundation pieces to kind of fill this all in. And I'm going to be kind of moving this whole area up here as well, or I'm going to start filling this in at least. So we're going to get onto that, but let me go ahead and remove some of these blocks real quick. In fact, I'm going to queue up some more wood and stuff down at these benches. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we can definitely queue up some wood blocks. I'm just going to max it out and just build as many as I can, which is only 10. Okay, so now I do want to put this on foundation. So before I actually put the wood blocks down, I'm going to go ahead and just start filling this in with some dirt. And it makes it a little bit easier, right? We could just go like this, and it's only using one block at a time for every time we kind of hold this down. So, okay, this is actually working pretty good. Even up on the side like this, it seems like if you click on the side, it just kind of builds it out. So I like it a lot, though I am glad that I used the conveyor belts over here, because it does hurt the wrist a little bit, and it does take a little bit of time. Remember, that all that dirt right there was down to this level all the way throughout, so it was definitely worth using the conveyor belts in my opinion. Either way, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and pat this down a little bit and try to smooth it out and make it look a little bit better, but we're almost done with just kind of the foundation here. Okay, there we go, looking pretty good. In fact, I'm going to still place down these wood underneath. Okay, there we go. I have it basically held up with some blocks here. So there we go. Anyway, I like it. Okay, now what I need to do is set up a selling point. So I need to continue kind of filling this out with some dirt. So give me a few on that. But let me grab the selling point thing, which is under buildings and then quest buildings. It does cost 13,000. I'm just going to go ahead and purchase that right away. Now I want this to be lined up with the grid as well. We're going to have to get a little hopper to kind of stick in there so all the dirt just falls in, but let me get this situated real quick. And there we go. Okay, I think this is going to work. I had to raise it all up by one more block, but I got it all kind of filled in. This should come up, dump straight into the selling point. But yeah, I brought this all up by one more because I thought it was weird to kind of half bury this thing, right? Because it is a conveyor belt. There's working parts down here, so you wouldn't want all this to kind of be covered up with dirt. So I just brought it up. Now it's going to be in line with the grid system. So now I'm going to start kind of filling this in and making this level to this old hopper here. As you can tell, look, I've used a lot of my damn dirt, by the way. I'm down to 257. I think I started out with like 1,300 or something like that. So I'm gonna have to set up another storage to actually collect some of this dirt. Because I'm going to want to use it again, right? So, but anyway, let me get this kind of all filled in a bit, and I will be back. There we go. It seems like if you pat it down a couple feet or a meter or so away from that edge, you won't drop it like that. So yeah, just kind of stay a little bit further away from it, and you should have no problems. Otherwise, just use foundation pieces like most people tell me. But anyway, this is going to work. Yeah, I'm running out of dirt. I only have like 99, so I do want to collect some more dirt. Oh yeah, I need to get some more dirt over here. But anyway, yeah, I want to collect some more dirt. So instead of selling this, what I can do is actually set up a splitter over here. Only problem is if I set up a splitter, it's going to do this weird it's offside now, so it's not going to actually collect because I'm an idiot. Ah, damn it, here comes another autosave. So, yeah, just doing this alone, I haven't done a single thing of digging. I've already been playing this damn thing for a freaking hour. Anyway, what we could do here is just a simple little setup. And boom. Okay, well, whatever, this is going to work. Like, I put a splitter in here, it's going to split off, sell some, while this side is going to come over here and store some. Because, yeah, I'm out of building materials, so let me just kind of throw these in place so it looks a little bit stabilized or whatever. Anyway, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Okay. Let me go ahead and throw in a little bit more dirt on this back side. There we go. That's gonna be fine, I think. Look, I already went through a lot of that dirt. I'm up down to 38 now. So anyway, this is gonna be fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the steamroller, flatten this piece out, and then we're gonna get started digging again. Okay, this is gonna have to work. I ran out of dirt, and because it's so flat back here, or because it's so low over here, when I smashed it with the roller, it just kind of sunk it down. And yeah, I liked the way that the last episode came out with the editing style, so I'm gonna kind of do that exact same thing. Before I get started though, I forgot to hook up my power, but let's grab our power cable real quick here. Get this thing reattached, right? Boom, just like so. Let's have a look at it. We are using 589. Let's turn it on. There we go. We are producing 1,000. Yeah, and then I want you to get this all filled in as well. All of our ores are done, so let's go ahead and sell all this stuff. So the diamonds, we've got 7,600 for. The rubies, 54,000. Check that out. The silicon is 7,400, and then from the gold, another 60 grand. So I'm up to 250,000 as of right now. I forgot to set down my fuel tank, so let me go ahead and set the fuel tank down. I'm just going to do snap mode so it sticks to the ground. Yeah, we could just like pull back here to get ourselves filled up. We're just going to go ahead and start pushing this back a bit more. I don't think this is quite high enough for a tunnel to be built yet, so we're just going to come through and dig out basically another layer all the way down. It should be fine, but I'm going to keep doing the same editing style as the last episode. It seemed like it came out pretty good. Okay, a quick pause here. I just wanted to come back and kind of see what we got going here. It's got a pretty nice wall. I think we're going to be ready to start digging in. I'm having a hard time grabbing that top piece, but I'm going to use this as a guide. So we're going to delete a couple of these here. And then I'm thinking, yeah, roughly 3 spaces from this edge. And then how wide is our loader here? It's about 2 wide. So we're going to go about 4 wide on the hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, which would mean we could put this one here, and then our tunnel would be this wide. But that seems kind of narrow, so that's 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to start them right here, and that'll be a 6 wide kind of tunnel, right? I'm going to go ahead and just destroy these real quick. Yeah, and I think that's going to be good. We'll just start digging in straight through the middle of this, and it should be good. And I wanted to show you guys something real quick before we continue digging. I went ahead, I spent a long time, I kept dumping dirt by hand in front of this thing, and then rolling it, and it kept just going low, kept going low, kept going low. It doesn't seem like hand dirt wants to get stay as a solid foundation when you use the roller. So I had to kind of place down the dirt by hand. And then I just came through and kind of smoothed it out with the shovel afterwards, since the roller kept kind of screwing me up. And then I also added these, as you see here. One, it's hiding the power thing underneath of this. But 2, since the loader it's not really a big loader, but when you have your tires kind of touching this red thing, it sometimes wants to dump on the backside. So I just put these little roof pieces in to kind of bump up against it with my tires, and then I can dump it. So other than that, everything seems to be going pretty good. I stopped collecting dirt, by the way, by hand, or in the storage rather, so I have a left piece that comes in and it's all getting dumped. And you can see over there I did level up 1 time, but it is a slow process as I do have this on hardcore difficulty. But this thing is empty. I have 3,000 dirt on me. I figure anytime I need more, I can just throw a splitter in there and we can just collect some kind of easy. Anyway, let's get back to it. Other than that, everything is going pretty good. I dumped out a bunch more dirt back here to kind of level this all out. And yeah, it's kind of going pretty swell. So let's jump back in. Let's get continued. I have no idea how long this is going because of reasons, but hopefully the time lapse is looking fantastic. Actually, before we get started, let's go to the store real quick and let's look up some tires. We do have a couple different wheel selections, right? The one that I want to grab is these ones with chains. Somebody asked about the chain tires, so yeah, dude. We're going to buy 4 chained tires, and then we're going to swap them out with this thing, right? So we're just going to pop them out. Oh, look, it just floats there. It's kind of funny. Anyway, let's bring them in. And there we go. Now we have chain tires. I think it's going to be kind of cool. Should give us a little bit more grip, not that I really need it, and I'm kind of curious to see if it leaves any kind of pattern in the dirt. Anyway, let's get it started. Let's continue, and let's actually start tunneling inward. Okay, well, I think it's going pretty good. This is going to be the last scoop. Let's just get it dumped real quick. And then let's take a look and see how everything's going over there. There we go. Let's just back it up and park it. There we go. Okay, I got it. So some weird things were happening, by the way. You take a look here. I don't know where these piles were coming from. I don't know if they were falling out of my bucket as I was reversing, or if the game was simulating a collapse, but for some reason it was spawning over there. But anyway, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Unfortunately, I did not get to any kind of freaking rock or anything yet, so that's a little bit unfortunate. It's probably not too much further in. But let's go see how we did as far as ore and stuff go. As you can tell on the top, I have been making quite a bit of money by auto selling. My progression on the XP has been a little bit slow, but kind of steady. So let's go and check in here. Okay, look, I have nothing in this sluice box. That's because I was only running pure dirt through there. So, and there's nothing in this. There shouldn't be anything in here. Nope. And then there's nothing over here. No. So we're just purely selling dirt. And that's it. Literally, that is it. Okay, okay. Well, you know what? It's going pretty good, though. I've been going for, I don't even know today, 4, maybe 5 hours. So, yeah, we're just going to keep on going in the next one. Somebody did say there were collapses. I haven't seen this one quite collapse yet. But like I was saying, I don't know what the hell's going on over here. I think I'm coming out too fast and my bucket's bumping or something like that, and stuff is flying out. I'm not entirely sure. That's why I have this over here. Anyway, that will be it for this one, though. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, my name is Quad. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later on, everybody. Later on.